My name is Matt Gordon with Allegheny County Conservation District. I am the regulatory team director, so I oversee two of our delegated programs we have from the State Department of Environmental Protection, Chapter 102 Erosion Control, and Chapter 105 Dam Safety and Waterway Management. As billed in the emails and our website, today's webinar is really intended for municipalities, consultants, developers, permittees who regularly work with the Conservation District. Just a couple of housekeeping items. If there are any questions throughout the presentation, you'll see a Q&A box at the bottom of your screens. Feel free to type questions in there as we go. We will have some time to take questions at the end. After the presentation, which is about a half hour long, there will be a follow-up email with a survey and some additional resources for attendees. Please do take time to fill out the survey. It's really helpful. It helps us craft our future outreach education items. It's just an overview today. Again, this is for people who regularly engage with the Conservation District in the 102 and 105 programs. And it's not going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of permitting, instructions, calculations, BMPs, maintenance. Today is about making sure you have the best contacts at ACCD, how to use some of our new website functionality, going over our fee schedule changes from September of last year, contacts for the current 102, 105 roster, and some program FAQs from over the past year. ACCD launched a new website in May of 2022, ACCDPA.org. Across all the program areas, and especially Chapter 102 and Chapter 105 delegation areas, there's a lot of new functionality and resources on our website I wanted to review. There are new ways to contact ACCD staff, submit permits electronically online through our website, and various outreach resources. Additionally, we have all the program links on our 102 and 105 pages, which connect to eLibrary, the construction stormwater FAQ site, and waterways and wetland resources as well. Just want to start about talking about some of the contact functions on the ACCD website. Several things people are able to do are submit right-to-know requests, submit environmental complaints related to any of our delegated programs, and ask for program assistance. Just spend some time going through these functions on our website and the best way to get in touch with ACCD. The Conservation District is subject to statewide right-to-know law as a subdivision of state government. That means that any records in the programs are responsive to right-to-know requests, with a few exceptions. On our website homepage, under Contact, Right-to-Know Requests, we've created an easy-to-use form for the public, anybody to submit right-to-know requests for records, permits, projects, inspections, etc. The right-to-know template has been converted into a fillable form. There's the ability to upload documents. You can also make specific requests for types of right-to-know requests. So requesting copies of the records, scheduling a time to come into the office to review records, getting certified copies of records, and notifications depending on price. We'll talk more about contacts and ACCD staff responsibilities in the programs in a little bit, but Abby Kiefer, her email's right there, is ACCD's right-to-know officer. Additionally, with the launch of the website in May of 2022, we've created contact form for submitting environmental complaints. So at our homepage, ACCDPA.org, under contact, you can file a complaint. There's a drop-down topic bar with specific program areas. For 102, earth disturbance. For 105, any construction near streams, wetlands. Some of our other program areas with nutrient management, farmland preservation are there as well. If there are pictures, other documents, there's the ability to upload forms through the complaint portal. All of these various portals for contact and permit submission will show in a little bit. There's logic on the back end that routes it to the correct employee. So our resource conservationists cover blocks of municipalities in Allegheny County. So anything uploaded here connects to our cloud server and routes with email notification files to go to the correct employee at ACCD. And just as a reminder, any complaints submitted to ACCD in any form remain anonymous, and we never share any complainant information. Finally, we have a program assistance portal. This is under our homepage under 102 program assistance. There's a drop-down menu for topics, whether it's uploading documents, permit payment, scheduling pre-application meetings, scheduling pre-construction meetings, notice of terminations, inspections. There are a few others, and there's also a general other category. There's an open text description, an ability to upload forms, and similarly, there's logic on the back end of these forms to connect it to the correct employee by municipality of coverage and their responsibility area. One of the biggest changes with our May 2022 website launch was the ability to electronically upload permits. We have gone through various iterations of permitting to be able to do it remotely, beginning in March of 2020 with the COVID pandemic. Previously, we had emailed links. We had used DEP's FTP site a little bit, but in May of 2022, made a big advancement in functionality and efficiency by having permits submitted through our website. In September of 2022, the permit submission through our website was updated with a new fee schedule that we'll also review. And finally, the last update to our website in April of this year was a portal for other related submissions to permits. With that update, really any formal correspondence for permitting, actual applications, self-inspections, notice of terminations, co-permittees, transfers, etc., can all be submitted through our website. It's our preferred way to interact with consultants in permitting. We definitely took a lot of time, spent a lot of resources and thought on setting the system up and how the backend operates for notifications to work most efficiently. And to be clear, all of our ACCD reviewers in 102 and 105, we are also registered in the DEP Greenport e-permitting system. This link below takes to the homepage for clean water. So this would be construction, stormwater, and 102 e-permitting. That site has a link to 105 e-permitting. To date, ACCD has only processed 6 105 e-permits through Greenport and 4 102 permits through e-permitting in Greenport. So our permitting now is fully electronic, whether it's through the DEP e-permitting system in Greenport or submissions that come through our website. So right on our homepage, the top menu, there is a permits drop-down tab. Under that tab is any type of permit or plan ACCD would review under the 102 and 105 delegations. Each one of these links, NPDS, non-NPDS, Chapter 105, etc., takes to an individual page with some brief instructions to compress permit documents before uploading, uploading separate PDFs by document type. So for an NPDS example, the NOI PDF is separated from the ENS drawings, from the modules, etc. A contact for any questions in payment or questions in uploading the form to Sarah Bach, one of our permit coordinators. It's a form entry and then file upload at the end. This takes the place of any cover sheet to ACCD. The form entry is sent to the consultant, applicant, and us as a receipt to notify that something's been submitted. Again, this covers all the 102 plans and permits and all of 105 plans and permit types. We also have electronic payment available through our website with the payment processor Municipay, which we do strongly prefer. There's an immediate electronic record that's sent to us and the consultant applicant. We get it more quickly to get through administrative review. It's less of a delay and works well with our system. We do, of course, still accept payment for permits through paper checks, just sent to our office, standard US postal. But again, the electronic payment is what we prefer just for speed and efficiency and immediate record of the payment. The online payment processor we chose was Municipay. This is used by a few conservation districts in the East. I think Chester and Montgomery are two of them. We looked at a lot of different payment processors to integrate into our website: Stripe, Square, PayPal, Clover. Municipay had by far the lowest fees for credit card transactions and e-checks. And again, when you pay online through our website, at the end of the permit portal form, there's immediate electronic record, an email notification sent to us and the applicant consultant. The latest update on our website for the programs was the addition of other permit forms. So this can be found under the permit dropdown. It's not intended to be a portal to submit any permits, but any other formal documents associated with 102 and 105 permits can be submitted here. So there is a drop-down menu. It includes some of the options listed there: notice of termination, co-permittee forms, releases, permit transfers, PCSM filing, but there is also an other option. The form includes some basic project identification, name, permit number, our internal ESP number if you have that for some previous correspondence, and the municipality. So with this addition in April of 2023, any formal documentation, correspondence for the 102 and 105 programs can be submitted electronically through our website. Again, a lot of thought and time was put into the back-end routing. All of these things based on municipality, employee responsibility area, route to the correct person. And with permitting and payment, there's also an immediate emailed receipt sent to the person submitting to let them know it's gone through successfully. Some of the other resources on our website: we have a permit resources page for both 102 and 105. These are pages that are adjacent to the 102, 105 program related to the delegation. So there are links in there from eLibrary that includes all of the actual permitting forms and instructions, also any draft documents that the department is working on and releasing. We have a resource library. This is where any of the webinars like today's that ACCD does are recorded, uploaded to for posterity and reference to anybody who wants to check on them. We have fact sheets, we have webinars on filling out different permitting forms, the module, common inspection items that we find. So resources related to 102, 105 programs. And also All of our other ACCD programs got facelifts and new functionality on the new website. So the Dirt and Gravel Road program, Urban Soils program, farmland preservation, watersheds, all of them have new functions on the website for contact, data viewing, and just encourage anybody here to check out those things too. On September 15th of last year, ACCD updated the fee schedule for Chapter 102 permits and plans. This was the result of many years of background research. We really exhaustively looked at all the permits and plans submitted in the 102 program for a 6-year period from 2016 to 2021. We looked at a lot of different variables: acreage, total acreage, pre and post impervious area, types of stormwater BMPs being used, watersheds, was the watershed impaired? We looked at all these permits and a ton of variables surrounding them. We also looked at other agencies, statewide and nationwide, how other conservation districts were coming up with their fee schedules, how other state and municipal and county agencies involved in stormwater management were coming up with their fee structures. And we wanted to get a fee schedule that accurately reflected our time involved for inspecting these sites, also reviewing these sites. Historically, our fee schedule at ACCD in the program had been based on total acreage. So on September 15th, 2022, the new fee schedule went into effect. The new fee schedule was based on 2 different metrics: disturbed acreage and discharge points. Additionally, there were some credits available for using non-structural stormwater BMPs and green infrastructure BMPs. The fee schedule change only applied to new and major amendment construction, stormwater, and PDS permits. So the fee schedule changes in September only affected new and major amendment permits and did not apply to renewals, minor amendments, under an acre plans, the Chapter 105 program. So the majority of our permit types were not affected by the fee schedule change in September of 2022. Just a comparison of the fee schedule from what it was previous to September of last year to what it is now. It was based on total acreage, but assuming total acreage and disturbed acreage were equal, current fee schedule and updated fee schedule in this column. Again, the fee is now assessed based on disturbed acreage and the number of stormwater discharge points. Additionally, there are credits given based on how the project incorporates non-structural BMPs for volume management and how the project incorporates green infrastructure, structural BMPs for volume management. So looking at pre and post 2-year storm volume runoff, if 25% of that is met with non-structural BMPs, disconnecting downspouts, soil amendments, landscape restoration, tree planting, things like that from Chapter 5 of the DEP Stormwater Manual, there's a credit for that, getting 25% of the volume that way. Additionally, there's a credit if 50% of the volume difference is met with the use of green infrastructure BMPs. The list of green infrastructure BMPs that we used is from the DEP Stormwater Manual. It's consistent with the list provided in the instructions for the stormwater worksheets for volume and water quality. And it also lines up well with the National Green Infrastructure Program list of BMPs. This credit is on an ascending scale for getting 50% volume through a green infrastructure BMP. And it's based on higher credits being provided for BMPs with lower pollutant outflow. So there's a $100 credit for maximizing non-structural stormwater BMPs. And again, it's an ascending scale based on efficiency of pollutant removal. For the BMP chosen, it's per a literature review that's in the stormwater worksheet instructions. That ranges from $60 to $150, depending on what BMPs were used to get 50% of the volume credit, at least pre to post. We touched a little bit on employee responsibilities and who to contact best for quick service and efficiency. And I just want to spend a little more time going over that in the current roster and staff responsibility areas. You can contact again through our website, and these are correctly routed, but just for directly given the contacts, any pre-application meetings currently are scheduled by Annie Fox. She's a senior resource conservationist here at ACCD. Annie's email, phone number are up there for contact. Right to know requests can be submitted through our website. If you have any questions or want an update on something you've submitted, the best person to contact for that is Abby Kiefer. She's also a senior resource conservationist here at ACCD, and her name and email are there. Any questions involving permit submission, permit payment, using the website portals for permit submission could be submitted to our two permit coordinators, Holly Dugan and Sarah Bach. That's their contact information there. And Sarah's email is correct. It is ssbach. The bulk of the 102 and 105 positions are resource conservationists. These positions do some outreach and education. Primarily, they're permit reviewers and inspectors. So they cover the field operation side of the 102 and 105 program. Each of the resource conservationists cover blocks of municipalities for their field work. So this would include any pre-construction meetings for permits in those areas, inspections, notice of termination inspections, any technical assistance that we get from the public or permitted site, and complaints that come in. We have an ACCD inspector map for the appropriate contact on our website. If you're concerned about construction of an area, looking to schedule a pre-construction meeting, looking to submit a notice of termination, the employee who would cover that area is on this inspection area map. I don't know how well this is translated into this slide, putting it here. This is just a PDF of the map. On our website, it's interactive. You could zoom in on an area. If you click the municipality, it will bring up the inspector's name, their email, their phone number for contact. Again, the way the operations work for the program, the resource conservationists here cover field operations. So complaints, inspections, notices of termination, technical assistance, pre-construction meetings. These would be your contacts for any given municipality. We have really, really good data in the programs going back to 2016. So a lot of thought, again, and logic is behind these areas. We have averages of complaints by complaint type for each municipality. We know how many permits are active and inactive in each municipality. So these blocks are essentially created and assigned to inspectors to try to even out workload and keep it even and reasonable. And again, just good data keeping and having logic behind these keeps everybody's workload as even as possible, just for efficiency and ease of contact to handle issues that come up. This will be sent out also as an aside here, as an attachment after the webinar for people to view. and have as a resource on who to contact, just a PDF of this. And again, it is available on our website. Just a couple of program FAQs that have come up in the last several months since we hold our annual E&S workshop in February. We're still getting questions on permitting when we make the comment for offsite discharges, and why are we getting a review comment? Offsite discharges would be discharges from construction stormwater site that are not to surface waters, whether they're just over land or through storm sewer that's not owned by the developer. That's an offsite discharge. Reviewers will be making a comment to submit an offsite discharge analysis for projects that have these. There is a great FAQ guidance document available from DEP. The link to it is there. Essentially, it's showing the flow path to surface waters, proving there's not going to be erosion on the downstream flow path, and showing the ultimate discharge to surface waters. Something that's come up multiple times since the issuance of the PAGO2 permit in December of 2019 with one of the eligibility questions. Can the PAGO2 permit be applicable for sites with contaminated soils? Generally speaking, the answer is no. The guidance for this question is on pages 2, 14, and 15 in the NOI instructions. If there are soils in the earth disturbance area that have medium specific concentrations that exceed values in PA Code Chapter 250, Chapter 250 is the land recycling regulations for residential or non-residential sites, the answer is going to be no. Submit an individual permit. If there's appropriate documentation of a site-specific standard, the project has gone through Act 2 and the development is consistent with the recommendations in the restoration report, or if there's evidence of a naturally occurring contamination, the geology and site geology means there's a naturally occurring high level of background arsenic or something, for example. If that's attached to the NOI, it could be PAGO2 covered. Also, if there are contaminated soils, but they're not in the earth disturbance area, PAGO2 could be applicable. Any testing as part of a phase 2 or 3 environmental assessment should be attached to the NOI. And for sites like this, just strongly recommend reaching out to Annie for a pre-application meeting. And on our end, having enough notice allows us to get somebody from DEP, from the land recycling program, in on the pre-application meeting too. Started to get calls, concerns about the expiration of construction stormwater general permit on December 7th of next year and what happens on that date. All PAGO2 permits expire on December 7th, 2024, if they were issued on or after December 8th, 2019. So Conservation District Allegheny, other conservation districts cannot renew PAGO2 permits beyond that 12/7/2024 date. We know that DEP central office is working on draft documents for the new construction stormwater permit and submitting to EPA for approval. I know central office and certainly our conservation district, and I'm sure others adjacent and around the state, will widely circulate new permit and procedures for either renewing or terminating, applying for a new permit once that process and the new permit becomes clear and is approved by EPA. But again, in the meantime, we cannot renew a general stormwater construction permit beyond December 7th. If you have clients, if you're a permittee, if you're a consultant municipality with a permit, two general options right now. One, if you're going to finish construction, submit a notice of termination per normal to close out the permit. And two, you can check back in on our website periodically, DEP's construction stormwater website, for updates as information on the new permit and process are released. One of the major changes in the program that's kind of coinciding for 102 with the new general construction stormwater permit are updates on the stormwater manual. The stormwater manual draft was released very early this year, and it was open for 90 days of comments. Public comments closed in April of 2023. I believe April 28th of this year was the last day public comments were accepted. And DEP is currently working through all the comments before finalizing the stormwater manual update. We don't have a date at this time, but similar to the PAGO2 permit, certainly will be a topic for future outreach education, and look for emails, information updates from us and the department as that's finalized. Just a few housekeeping things, reminders. We will send an email after today's presentation. It will include a survey. Please do take some time to fill that out. We read all of the survey comments. That's what we search for future outreach education items. It's really helpful for us to plan future events. Also, check out our website for future education outreach events that are already planned. We have some wetland delineation training going with a consulting firm we've partnered with in September and October of this year. Additionally, over the next 2 weeks, there are some spotted lanternfly best practices for both industry and public and government entities, webinars that will be held, so please check those out. And with that, I'll stop sharing and happy to answer any questions that do come through.